Okay. That's there, that's there. That's coming through. Dooba 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 dabba dabba dabba. Alright, wonderful. Now, here's the big ethical question. Well, not ethical. Here's the big logistical question that I have. Does it count as being late if I decided to start 30 minutes earlier than I normally do? That's the big question on my mind, quite frankly. Because yes, I changed the start time to 4:30 because I have nothing else going on in my life. But I normally start at 5, so technically, depending on which way you think about it, I could be 8 minutes late, or I could in fact be 22 minutes early. It all depends on a matter of perspective. But also this matter's not up for debate, because I am perfect in all things, and I am beyond flaw at all times. Hello, it's me. Too bad there's no sound. Hobbit. You. Don't do this to me. I just had to completely rejig my entire setup that I have, and if any time that was going to work on me, it would have been today. And part of it did. So I will never forgive you for that. You lied to us, Ethan. No, I didn't. Well, let's not think too hard about it. Technically, humans are on a rock with the light always on. You know what? That is true. Listen, you can't get me with mentions of existential dread, alright? Oh, we're all floating on a rock on space. Oh, existence is meaningless. I know. I know. We paint funny little men to make that existence worthwhile. You know? You know what I mean? I am painting this man today. Or at least I'm going to try to attempt to make some progress with him. Here, focus that. Yeah, there we go. See how in focus that is? See how much more high quality this model is compared to how he comes through previously? That's because apparently my camera settings were wrong more or less this whole time. Which was really embarrassing for me, actually. Also, he's mirrored in the camera, and that upsets me greatly. Because I like to mirror the camera, so my face doesn't look weird to me personally. But looking at the model backwards is very upsetting to me. Well, it doesn't focus either way, so does not matter. I had a great day today. I had the best game of Tank Queue I'll ever experience. I'm so happy for you. You also have my deepest condolences because it sounds like you're talking about Overwatch, which I know. I know. I know. Honestly, I miss Overwatch. Like, part of me thinks that when I get my Steam Deck back from the shop, I should download it again, but I also know that that line of thinking is fraught with disaster. Overwatch, to me, I feel like is one of those games where I'm like, you know what, I should get back into that. And then I remembered why I stopped. And then I get deeply upset. But maybe things will be different this time. Existential doesn't work if brain is smooth. That is exactly right, YouTube user Snick. We don't need to think about things if we don't want to stop to think about things. Is this a homebrew chapter? Hell, man, this is not a homebrew chapter that I'm going for. I'm going for the Deathwatch. So, I've sort of decided to revisit my Leviathan Marines that I've sort of put off working on for a while, and I've painted most of them to be from the Ultramarines chapter, because I am boring and the worst, depending on who you ask. But when it came to the Lieutenant in Phobos armor, you know, he's kind of like an alien hunter. He's got all of these, like, Tyranid bits on him. He's got, like, you know, gory daggers, and he's like a monster hunter, yeah. So I felt like that was really fitting for the Deathwatch, because the Deathwatch are alien hunters. They kill aliens. They stab aliens. And this guy's literally in the middle of stabbing aliens. Also, I thought it would be way easier to have a Space Marine with a pretty much a solid black color scheme. Just so I could spray prime in black and then essentially have 90% of the work done. So, I'm lazy. What do you want from me? Even got to solo Shadow of Mercy? Hell yes! I know enough about Overwatch 2 to understand that that is the peak of human experience. And I'm so happy for you. I was always a Torbjorn man myself. I love that funny little dwarf man and all of his little turrets that he loves more than his own children. That's not a bit, by the way. I know I'm a funny little goofy guy, but Torbjorn was my main guy. And everyone hated me for it. But I still won. Also came up with a new chapter. They are pinkish burgundy with silver accents. Hell yes. It actually sounds like a pretty good color scheme. Silver accents, I feel like that's a hard thing to navigate with some Space Marine chapters. Like, I'm going for Deathwatch, so I've sort of got a couple of silver accents here already. Like, you know, I've got lead belch around the pauldron and everything like that, so that's definitely doing me some good favors here. But like, I feel like once you start getting into like more colors, it's sort of hard to balance the silver. Like, I started painting an Emperor's Children Marine, and I think they're normally like pink and black with silver on them and stuff like that. But I opted to go for more of a pink and gold, just because I wanted that more like bright and colorful mystique, I guess you could say. I too have had a great day. Reinforcements from my guard have arrived. Hell yes! I'm glad that everyone is having a wonderful week. I'm having a great fucking week. This is the last week that I have of my big boy job, because I quit my job because I have a new one, which is very exciting for me. I don't talk a lot about you know, real life, like, you know, personal work and stuff like that, mostly because it's boring. Like, outside of me yammering on about fantasy bullshit and spaced Marines, like, I'm just a guy who does a job. Like, I'm not that particularly interesting. But I got a new job, and I think it's going to be a lot better for me. And I'm going to see what that works. I'm going to see how that works vis-a-vis streaming schedules and whatnot. Because it's going to be a bit of a change. I'm going to have to go into an office more. Boo! Boo! But at least I have health insurance. Actually blocked and unfollowed. Listen. I know my Overwatch gameplay days are highly unorthodox. And not, quote-unquote, in meta. But you know what? That's what I sort of feel like. That's the kind of person I feel like I am when I play multiplayer online games. Like, I don't play multiplayer online games... Okay, let me think how I'm going to phrase this. I'm good at multiplayer PvP games, but I'm not good enough to be like, you know, the epic, intense, like, action esports guy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm usually like silver or gold or, you know, whatever relevant rank we're talking about when it comes to video games. So, like, I'm not as competitive I'm not competitive enough in video games to get to the point where I'm like, yeah, you gotta be following the meta, you've gotta, like, you know, counterpick and counterplay and do all of these really specific things. Like, I'm at the sort of, like, level of gameplay where I can still have fun with it, but I'm also having to fight for my life. So it's not like I'm meta locked to certain heroes or characters when I play games. I can still play the weird ones. I can still play Torbjorn, which is really all I'm trying to say there. Hello, Too Evil to Hope. That's a very pessimistic username you have there. I think there is good in you, and I think there's hope in you as well. Are you a software developer? I am not. I am not. I simply do not know the first thing about the development of software. I used to work for a software development company. I was the sort of project manager-y guy who I hear that in the world of software development, everybody hates. But, you know, I talk to people, which is sort of what I do. I played some CS2 with 4 other friends. Video games are so much better when surrounded by joy and laughter. See, that's exactly right. Like, you simply need to have fun when you're having fun. And that sounds like it's fairly straightforward, but you would be surprised at how many people forget this. You have to actively be trying to have fun, because otherwise you will get mad. And see, that's always, and see, playing online games with other people is always like the best way to go about it, because if you're just solo queuing into like competitive PvP games, you're most likely going to get matched with and against other people who are also solo queuing, and they are often too spiteful and bitter to have friends to play video games with them. Or they could be like me, where none of their friends lived on the same time zone as them, or they're gamer friends at least. Well, maybe. You know what, maybe I'm just bad about finding people to play games with. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I just don't know how to talk to people. Spaceful Marina. Stream from the office. John Warrior, that is a horrible idea. I work in the kind of, like, office jobs where every, like, 3 months you have to do mandatory cybersecurity classes because somebody clicked a link in an email that they weren't supposed to click. So, suffice to say, I will not be installing Open Broadcast Studio on my company-sponsored work laptop, and I will not be going live from within my job's offices, because that is literally asking for me to be taken to the IT man and beaten the shit out of. Because that's what you don't do. You don't do that. You don't do that. I know I'm gonna have to do, like, I'm already, like, mentally preparing myself to do another, like, mandatory corporate cybersecurity course, which all basically just boils down to, hey, don't click links in emails unless you know who sent it. Or, like, don't, actually, now that I think about it, it's mostly just not clicking links in emails. Like, that's really the #1 thing that you learn. Everything else is, like, literally like, hey, don't plug in random USB sticks you find, and also don't talk to cyber terrorists. Like, just such out there scenarios that you're not gonna come across in, like, your day-to-day work life. But they still have to put that in the course because someone did it once, and then it became everybody else's problem. Why is Nightbot deleting people again? Oh yes, Tank Q does be like that, doesn't it? I've been playing Fortnite all day. Axel the Walker, you're so valid. Listen, I know Fortnite is like, I don't know, the punching bag of video games. It's fun. Fortnite is fun. Let's all stop trying to be, like, you know, cool and indie and, like, trying to have the contrary opinion. Like, it's just a sandbox game that you don't have to think about. Like, that's why it's so popular, because anybody can play it, even if you're stupid. Like me. That's the one thing I sort of miss about having a Steam Deck. I can't really play games that aren't on Steam, so no more Fortnite for me. Unfortunate. Do you play ESO? I do not play ESO. Actually, no, that's a lie. I played Elder Scrolls Online for a little bit. But then I got married to a person who I am no longer dating, so I can't log in again. And I also can't create a new character, because the first character that I created in Elder Scrolls Online was Fantasy Mads Mikkelsen. I'm not a big fan of Mads Mikkelsen, but I was just going through the character creation options, and I built him one for one. Like, I created a face, and I was scrolling through the hairs, and I'm like, oh, that's Mads Mikkelsen. So I kind of peaked with character creation, and I really can't go back. I really can't go back. Hello, more of Mo in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Hello again. I've been playing Skyrim longer than most Fortnite's fan base has been alive. I mean, Skyrim's also a classic. Like, I know people also like to rag on Skyrim because, you know, it's been released 20 billion times. They released Skyrim on Alexa. You'll remember that? Did that actually happen, or was that like an April Fool's joke that they did that didn't go anywhere? I distinctly remember that being a genuine thing that they did. But you know what? It's just good fun. Like, Skyrim is sure, it's a little bit overplayed. It's a little bit outdated now. But it is so perfectly what it is that if you want that, it's everything that you want. And besides, you got infinite mods and infinite content, so can't really complain. You look like a character from the show Shameless. Matthias Cruz? That's a new one. I have no idea what that means, and I don't know whether it's good or bad. I assume because the television program is titled Shameless, it's, you know, probably not the best comparison, but huh. Alexa, like the assistant thing? Yeah, that was a thing that they did. Like, I think it was kind of an April Fool's joke. Like, it was just like a free downloadable, like, Alexa add-on kind of thing. But they did it. I think. Quick question, how embarrassed were you when you saw the wardrobe malfunction in your latest We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. We are simply not going to talk about that. Listen. At the very least, the fact that my fly was 100% down in the last short that I posted completely detracted from the fact that I was trying a new microphone that I bought on Amazon, and it's kind of shit, and I'm not super happy with it. So I'm glad that people at least aren't paying attention to that. Yeah, I bought like... Okay, well, you know what? That's probably a bit too harsh. I bought a new, like, lapel microphone so that I can, like, use that for content and things like that. And I think I just need to figure out how to, like, use it properly because I'm having a lot of trouble, like, finding where to, like, pin it on my person. Like, like, the audio that I get from the lapel mic that I bought is either so, like, peaky and, like, loud that it's unusable, or, like, so quiet and muffled that it's also unusable. Like, I spent a whole bunch of time on Monday during the public holiday that I had. I basically filmed, like, 2 whole, like, long-form YouTube videos that I'm very excited to, you know, start putting together to release. And yeah, the audio is kind of a problem. Like, I think there's just going to be chunks of the audio that in my next couple of videos that just sound like shit. And I'm very upset about that. You are beautiful. Thank you, YouTube user Naruto Uzumaki. That is the highest compliment that anyone on the internet by that name could have possibly given me. How's everyone feeling today? R2-D2, I'm feeling great, which is a sentence that I've always wanted to say since I have been a wee child. Like, it's been a good day, you know? I'm just sort of detoxing with a little bit of Space Marine painting. And I figured out the settings to make my camera good, because apparently the settings on my camera were shit for the last couple of streams. Which explains why none of my, like, minis were focusing. So hopefully, I will be able to do some cooler streams now. That my camera is actually pulling in high definition quality, and not shit poo-poo garbage, which I think is the technical term for that. It feels like a Monday, even though it's Tuesday. It is. It does. So we had a long weekend over here in Canada, and yeah, that's like completely thrown my schedule off whack. Like, it feels like Monday, which is going to be crazy to me because, yeah, this is the last week of my job. And so, like, the week's going to end, and then I'm going to be like, oh no, I'm unemployed for a few days. Only a few, though. Only a few. Hi, hello! I love MM2. What's poppin'? Do you have a Discord server yet? R2D2, I should make a post about that. Like, I just need to like put the finishing touches on it. Yeah, I'll get that off the ground eventually. I've sort of just been putting it off while I take care of some other personal stuff in the meantime. And yeah, I've just been doing life stuff. I've been working on some videos, which I'm going to be very excited to upload eventually. I say eventually because it takes me a million billion years to upload videos. But you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I honestly don't even know what day it is ever. More of mode, that's so real. Like, that is like, you're in good company. Ian Gallagher is the character you look like? Well, that answers that question. I don't know what any celebrities look like. If you say the name of a public figure of note, there is a 9 out of 10 chance that I will simply not know who they are, and I will assume they look like Danny DeVito. I don't know who celebrities are. Who's this Ryan Reynolds guy everyone keeps talking about? I couldn't tell you. All I know is that my dad loves him, and he's white. That's the only visual information that I have. Can you make an Age of Sigmar, please? I've been tentatively curious about Age of Sigmar, Lucas. It's to me, like Age of Sigmar, it's something that I want to really try. But I've got enough Space Marines on my pile of shame right now that I really got to get through that. You know what I mean? Oh, Death Knight 777, thank you for the super chat. Love your videos. Can we see the model you're working on at the moment? Greetings from the UK. Well, greetings from Canada. Hello, hello. Thank you. Of course you can see the model that I'm working on. And also, just for future reference, like, I'm not, like, I just need you to know that you don't have to pay money to, like, see the model that I'm working on. I will just show this for free. Like, I will show these for free. You don't necessarily, like, I appreciate it, of course. But if you are under the assumption that you need to pay physical money in order to see what I'm doing, that would just make me a terrible streamer. Like, that would be a weird system to have. But anyway, currently I'm working on the Lieutenant in Phobos armor from the Leviathan box set. I'm painting him up with the I almost said Death Guard. Deathwatch color scheme because he's an alien hunter, and Deathwatch hunt aliens. And also, I just wanted to finish a model. Like, that was the main thing that I wanted to do. And all of the models that I'm working on right now are like, you know, a third finished or like half finished, and there's like so much more work that I'm gonna need to do on them. But this guy right here, I'm like, I could finish him so quickly because his armor's black. And when you spray paint him black, like, all you need to really do is just dry brush, like, with a gray to give him some, like, detail on his edges and stuff like that, which you can kind of see there. Like, and then you're good. Like, I can finish this guy super easy. Although, outside of this guy, I also have a couple of other models that I can pick at. I want to, like, finalize a lot of the, like, I don't know what you call them, heroic models from the Leviathan set, because most of them are pretty much done, but I think I've learned a couple of techniques and stuff like that from the other models that I've painted. So I think I can go in and touch them up a little bit. Like the Captain in Terminator armor. I couldn't remember what rank he was. And then I also have the Apothecary as well. His armor, his face is goofy here. His face is the only thing I really need to go in and, like, look at. It looks worse in the light. Like, in actual... in, like, proper lighting conditions, he looks fine, but, like, on camera, with the current light setup that I have, he looks like a character that I haven't unlocked yet. Because I was still pretty new when I started painting him. So, yeah, I just need to, like, fucking, like, start his face again from scratch because I was like, oh, I'm gonna paint it skin tone and then add a shade layer. Oops, that sucks. Put more paint on it. Put another shade on it. Oops, fuck that up. And then I basically went through this cycle again and again and again and again and again. And yeah, it's a bloody mess. I'll tell you that much. So yes, thank you for the super chats. Had to rejoin and just came back to Ethan saying, and he's white. Yeah. Oh, hello? Thank you. Hold on. Fuck. That was awful, what just happened there. And Batty just came in and gave me a snack, and I was a little too overzealous there. That was bad, what I did. Ethan vomit moment. No, I'm not, it's not a vomit moment, it's just the fact that Aunt Betty just crammed, okay, she didn't cram, but she voluntarily handed me 2 Fig Newtons, and I ate the entire thing. I'm thinking it would be really funny, and it was, but now my mouth is gunked up, and it's the worst sensory sensation I have had. Vox Machina Man? Yes, that is, this is not my shirt. This is my, this is my girlfriend's shirt. And it is the official crew t-shirt of, the people who made the show. So, you can see down there it says, Titmouse, which is the studio that made it. And you can only get this shirt, if you worked on the show. I did not work on the show, but I stole the shirt, so I'm basically just doing a stolen valor, but for cartoons. Wait, is this a mukbang channel now? God, I hope not. Hey, this sucks. Like, I hate watching people eat, and I'm so sorry that I just had to subject all of you to what just happened. Ugh. Hey, Ethan, you still own that ripped fishnets top from that one TikTok a few years ago? Maybe. I have a lot of fishnets. It's very hard for me to keep track of them. Like, I have some fishnets that I bought which are designed purely to be fishnets. I have some fishnets that were, at one time, fishnet pants that I have since repurposed into fishnets, for the upper half, by virtue of ripping a hole in the wiener zone. And if it was from a year ago, probably not, because I have moved countries in that time and had to leave a lot of those things behind. But I'm not hurting for fishnets. Well, not today because I'm just wearing like regular people clothes. But yes, you can expect me to be wearing fishnets pretty much any other time. Eating a Popeye's biscuit no drink moment. God. I don't have Popeyes where I come from, but I've had Popeyes since I moved to North America. That shit is dry. That is dry. That is the driest thing I've ever put in my human body. Ethan, you have to personally apologize to Neptor. I'm sorry, Neptor, for ticking off your autism so bad. That's you said that's I'm saying that based off what's in the chat there. I don't know if that's, am I allowed to say that? I don't know. You literally ripped it because you didn't have fishnet tops. Oh yes, that's right. That is old. And so yes, that fishnet top was definitely. I definitely don't have that anymore because it was literally a ripped pair of fishnet pants. But yeah, it was kind of sad. I did have to get rid of a lot of the stuff that I had before I moved. But now I have a whole other wardrobe of stuff that I've had since then. Because most of it is stolen. please look at my compliments. Hey, Axe of the Walker, I'm seeing him. And you know what? My face is satisfying to look at. Oh! I just bonked this. Hey, I'm new. I don't know if I have commented here, but I love your content. Thank you, YouTube user Kathy. It's always good to have new people into the fold. I like it when people say, like, you know, I'm new here, or like, I've just joined. Whenever people use the word joined, I'm always like, is this a cult? Is this how people start cults? Because, like, I'm literally just here. I just want to yap and paint my little dudes. Like, I mean, shit, if I end up, like, forming a splinter religion, like, I guess that's fine. But that's not what I'm going for. You know what I mean? Ethan yoinked food like a wild animal. Hello! No outfit today. That is right, Frank Patronella. No outfit today. I pretty much spent the majority of yesterday wearing funny little outfits. Because yesterday yesterday I had the day off. So I filmed like 2 new YouTube videos that I'm very excited to start working on. And I was wearing funny little outfits for that. So I spent the majority of yesterday in, like, eyeliner and makeup. And so now I'm just sort of sitting here going, like, is it bad to wear eyeliner for hours a day, multiple days in a row? Like, I don't want to go blind. Like, my biggest fear is that one day I'm going to, like, put eyeliner on and then all of my vision's just going to go, pew! And then I will just be entirely blind. What you painting today? Well, Cloud Master, I'm painting the Deathwatch, baby. That was a good audio sting just there. I'm painting Deathwatch. Like, I'm trying to get through some of my Space Marines just for a bit of a palette cleanser. And also I remember, like, I've been working on a lot of, like, battle line units, like with the commandos. I mean, battle line isn't the word to use specifically. Don't rules lawyer me on that one. But I've been working on a bunch of, like, grunt units, so I wanted to, like, work on an epic hero for a little bit. That wasn't Gaz. You would be a great cult leader. To be honest, I would join. Thank you, Kathy. You have to kill 4 people in order to join my order. By tonight. Don't do that. Don't do that. Ethan, don't forget his silver arm. What do you mean, don't forget? He doesn't have a silver arm. What are you talking about? I could pay this guy however I want. He doesn't need to be silver. He's got Tyranid bits on his arms, which are going to be blue, which is cool. But I'm putting the silver trimming, but the majority of them is going to be like black, Abaddon Black. By the way, you're my favorite Bloons Tower Defense streamer. Okay, Frank. Okay. I should stream that game at some point, though. Like, so you know me, right? I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. Like, I'm here. I'm having a good time. I'm telling little jokes. I'm painting my little dudes. Like, we're all having a good time. You know what I mean? When I sit down to play Bloons Tower Defense, I become a fucking animal. Like, I strategize. I don't play on anything less than hard mode. And when I beat hard mode, I then have to beat the level on hard mode. That's right, I'm talking about alternate Bloons round, baby. Which is just the same game, but unnecessarily harder. I literally... God, this is fucking embarrassing. I spent like 2 whole days trying to... It was more like 4, actually. I spent 4 whole days trying to beat this one level on Bloons Tower Defense 6. And I'm now realizing, as I've started talking about this, the ending of this story is that I still haven't beaten it. Like, that's... I got nothing. I got nothing here. I am a sham of a man, I'm a fraud, and quite frankly, I shouldn't be allowed to play video games. God. Serious Ethan seems like something from Nightmares. I mean, look. I have to get the placement of my trebuchet monkeys pixel perfect. Oh, sorry, my catapult monkeys pixel perfect, because otherwise they won't have the optimal trajectory along straight sections of track. Either that, or I need to have optimal trajectory so that they bounce off of walls and create extra damage for balloons that they run into. What am I? I can't be the balloons tower defense guy. God damn it. Do you have siblings? Loyal Pie at 301, I do have siblings. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. He's not beating the Bloons Boy allegations. God damn it. Hello, YouTube user Hoodie Guy. Welcome back. What's poppin'? It's casual day here in Ethanland. I'm taking it cash. You are beautiful. Thank you, Hoodie Guy. I need to do my nails again. I'm glad that that's the running consensus, even when I'm not, you know, looking like whatever this is. I can just flash to that at any time I want. I love that power. Pasta or rice? Ooh, that's a very interesting question. I feel like I'm a rice guy. Like, I think I've kind of internalized the fact that pasta is evil and just all carbohydrates. But I also think that rice is also carbohydrates, but my understanding is that pasta is evil carbohydrates. Which isn't something that I entirely understand, and I may have been bamboozled by the health and fitness industry. But I am too stupid to know otherwise. Also, rice is just good. I do like rice. I should eat more rice. This is my challenge for you this week. Eat more rice. Do it up. You're not the Balloons Tower Defense guy. Yes! You're the painting silly dudes Balloons Tower Defense guy. Shit! God damn it. Anyone tell you look like the less evil version of an Izion? All the time. Always. Forever. Ah! Oh, that must have been awful to hear. I just fully, like, threw my microphone into my lap. That must have been an awful audio sensation. I apologize for that. I shrimply apologize. God, I hope they didn't break my microphone. By the way, Ethan, you're a person giving confidence to me about looking how I want. Hell yes, Neptor. If I am to be the catalyst that makes you achieve your dreams, then I could not be more proud. Depending on what those dreams are. I don't know, if your dream is to, like, become a champion Street Fighter, then I obviously don't condone of that. Hey, isn't it crazy that the video game Street Fighter is about, like, a worldwide tournament of people just beating the shit out of each other in the streets? Like, the International Street Fighting Tournament is a tournament, but it doesn't seem to be, like, managed or, like, refereed by anybody. It's just people looking for fights, roaming around the world, finding people to beat the shit out of. It's like the world's most violent meet cute. Why am I thinking about Street Fighter again? I should play Street Fighter 6. I played the demo of it when I was trying to decide whether I should, like, buy it on the Steam Summer Sale, and I had a good time. But it took me too long to play the demo, and then the Steam Summer Sale was over, so I couldn't play it. Oops! Hey, get out of here, Snick. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks for stopping by. I'm in the chill zone. I gotta keep looking at the chat, you know what I mean? Ethan dies live on stream. God damn it. Ethan sounding like a video game character dying. I sound like a video game character dying all the time. And here's a fun fact about me. anytime I go on a roller coaster or a thrill ride, which I have to assure you is not often by any means, anytime I go on like a roller coaster or a thrill ride, I sound like Link from The Legend of Zelda, getting tortured by the Siberian Mafia. Like, you know those like weird little pain grunts that Link does from The Legend of Zelda? Just like, huh? Cat! Like, shit like that. That's just me. Like, anytime, like, a roller coaster, like, goes around a bend, I'm always like, that's what it is. And what I love about the, like, vertical lives appearing on YouTube Shorts is that somebody out there in the world just got that and kept scrolling. Like, that is my entire first impression that somebody is going to have, and I'm so happy about that. I'm a trans femme, so my dream is to become cute goth girl. Hell yes! Achieve your dreams. You will. What do you think? There's something weird about a game, about a tournament that's being run by a guy named after a bison whose dream is What? Okay, that was a sentence and a half, and it has made me realize I don't know jack shit about Street Fighter lore. I thought it was just Ryu and Ken's excellent adventure, but I have the feeling that may not be the case anymore. Apparently there's an evil organization called Shadaloo, which is the worst name for an evil organization that I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, come on, at least call yourself, like, Death Incorporated or something. You know what I mean? Evil Inc. Come on. Word of the day is Krillian, because you are all one in a Krillian. Hell yes! Krillian. It's quite shrimple. Why is shrimp the topic of conversation for the day? Actually, you know what? I don't want to question that. We're shrimply having a wonderful time. And that's all there is to it. Why is Rhinox hide such a thick paint? I just want a dark brown. I feel like calling the crew from Delicious... Oh, Delicious in Dungeon. What a television program. The only anime that I've watched in, like, 70 years. It was a good time. I like those weird little nerds. Why am I listening to organ music? What's cooler, lions or tigers? Both of them would kill me, so I would say they're not very cool at all, actually. Anybody or anything that can, like, genuinely threaten my life is no bueno. Uncool. If you want to hunt me for meat in the savannah desert, you're uncool. I'm sorry. Like, there's no other way to go about that. I like whichever one is more cat-like, and I simply can't remember which. I think tigers are the cat ones, right? Like, lions are more... I don't know. Lions are more dogs? No, they're not. What am I talking about? Ethan, who would win? One of every Pokemon or 1 billion lions? I mean... I would... Okay, alright, okay. I don't know what Pokemon is. I don't know what Pokemon is. I don't know which Pokemons there are. See, I know there are some Pokemon that are like, you know, I am the avatar of God or whatever. But then I also know there's fucking Love Disc and like Sleepy Joe. So I feel like for all of the awesome superpowered legendary Pokemon that there are, they would be counteracted by like the fodder. You know what I mean? Like, Togepi ain't doing shit in that scenario. Like, Togepi could not fuck up 1 lion, let alone 1 million of them. Welcome to National Geographic with Ethan. Me voicing a National Geographic program would literally just be me going like, hey, shit's fucked. Like, what the fuck is happening here? Yo, ain't it crazy how chimp look like people sometime? Like, they got hands, man. They, like, use tools. Like, we gotta put a stop to this. Because otherwise, they will become human too. Tumen. Let's see. Hey, question. Every time I come over, watch your streams, you're always painting? Oh, yeah, I am painting Warhammer models. That is the back of him. That is the front of him. So yeah, I like to paint Warhammer. I really gotta remember to like show them off a couple times. I tried in the couple of minutes I had before the stream. I tried to get like a second camera setup going, but it simply did not work for some reason, and I don't know why that was. So maybe another time, but not this time. Touch the bidoof. I'm also inclined to believe that it might not even affect the lion. Giratina sending all of the lions to actual hell. Like, listen. Okay. But see, you have to think about it from the, like... You sort of have to think about it from the proposed mechanics of... You sort of have to think about it from the mechanics that Pokemon proposes, right? Like, sure. You know, like, yes. Giratina is gonna do some massive damage, right? But if you had Giratina against a million Bidoofs, for instance, and they just kept cycling through, chances are that with enough quick attacks, you would eventually whittle Giratina down to nothing. Like, Giratina can be killed by a Togepi by the mechanics of Pokemon. So, it's possible, and I think simply by sheer, like, raw numbers, the Lion's got a chance. Think about it. Oh, that looks nice so far. Thank you, hoodie guy. I got a couple of other ones that I'm working on too. Like I've got the Captain in Terminator armor. I don't know why he's a pirate in this one, but yar. I gotta fix up his face a little bit. His face is a little bit doofy. Although to be honest, I gave him a bit of a doofy face. Because I always know that, like, this model specifically, it only comes with one head. So anytime I would see a Captain in Terminator armor, it would always be the same, like, 60-year-old man going... And so I wanted to get a bit of variety in there, you know? So I put on this, like... So I gave him the head of, like, this weedy dork who's like... But yeah, like, it's, But I sort of put his head in, like, a weird way, so, like, you could only really see the head of the model once he's, like, looking a certain direction. Just bought a Krieg kill team. Should I paint them? Hell yes, Drywall Leader 9000. 100% you should. I need to get back on my Krieg kill team. Like, the veteran commandos that I have, they were my palette cleanser. Like, that I would, like, give myself during the times where I was painting a lot of orcs. And now the Space Marines are my palette cleanser. So I'm just, like, bouncing around between stuff, but I do want to go back and finish some of the Kriegsmen that I was painting. I guess I should call them Veteran Guards, because I'm not painting them like Kriegsmen. I'm also looking for a packet of Lead Belcher. Have you guys seen where I put the Lead Belcher? Like, it has to be here somewhere. I can't have lost it. Like, that's simply impossible. I may have lost the Lead Belcher. But that's okay, because I know I have, like, 1 million of them. Because I got, like... Because I had some Lead Belcher from the, like, original starter kit that I got. And then I also got a paint kit, which came with Lead Belcher. Because they always do. Abaddon Black... let's see, what am I looking for? Lead Belcher, Astro Granite. No, that's not what I want. Agrax Earthshade? Come on, man. Give me Lead Belcher, or give me death. I simply need to hold up the bag while I'm doing this, because otherwise, new viewers to the stream will just think I'm looking at my wee-wee. It has to be here somewhere. I used it, like, yesterday. Where the fuck did it go? Where the bloody hell is it? Oh, it's under my fucking brushes. Because of course it is. If you could be in any 40k faction, what would you choose? Death Knight 777, it would be none of them, because 40k is a bad place to be. And I just knocked my camera, but that's fine. That's fine. Is it fine? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, like, they're all pretty bad, right? But, like, if I had to choose a faction in Warhammer 40,000 to physically become, I'd probably choose the Orcs. Because at the very least, the Orcs are having a good time. Like, they, like, you know, they want to be there. The Orcs are the only people in 40k who are having a genuinely good time. Because everyone else, I guess other people are having a good time, but they're also kind of fucked up while they're doing it. Orcs are there to have fun. And I want to have fun. Because I'm a guy who likes fun. Do you like fun? Ask yourself that. I'm a firm believer that one of every Pokemon would solve... Oh, those lions don't stand a chance. What am I listening to? Logo to camera, got the brand representation. Oh god. Yes, I'm being sponsored by Walmart. For all of your painting, for all of your paint holding needs, buy a Walmart calico bag today. I'm not gonna shill Walmart. I mean, maybe if they gave me money. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna navigate, like, sponsors and stuff like that, if that ever becomes a thing that, if that ever becomes a thing that I have to worry about. Like, I don't know. I just wanna have a fun time and make fun stuff. But, maybe my tone will change when Raid Shadow Legends comes a knockin'. Maybe it'll change when Raid Shadow Legends comes a knockin'. Maybe. We never know. Although I think I feel like Raid Shadow Legends is, like, so widely known at this point that, like, I don't think anybody can fault a YouTuber or a content creator being sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Like, it's just become so ubiquitous that, like, we know. Like, it's not even a thing of, like, you know, oh, they're being such a sellout, they're shilling Raid Shadow Legends. It's like everyone shills Raid Shadow Legends at one point or another. Like, I feel like people get a pass on that. Should they, though? That's the question. One of the Pokemons is an omnipotent being. Oh, God. Listen, there is a lot of logistics that you have to think about when sending every Pokemon in existence to fight 1 million lions. I still think, by sheer raw numbers, the lions aren't as outmatched as we think. But that's just a theory. Off the top of your head, how much does your outfit cost? Well, Veneer, it is priceless. Because this shirt that I'm wearing is a shirt you can only get if you worked on the Amazon Prime Original Series Critical Role The Legend of Vox Machina. So you literally cannot buy this shirt that I'm wearing. And before you ask, no, you cannot have it. It's mine. Well, it's my girlfriend's and I stole it from her, but for the time being, it's mine. I know I'm appropriating stolen valor. What of it? Sue me. One use of Earthquake and all the lions are gonna be dead. Okay. See, I'm going at this. Listen, if you go by lore Pokemon rules, then, like, of course, like, you've got fucking birds that can do, like, laser beams and shit like that. Like, that's not even a thing that's up for debate, right? But if we're talking about, like, a gameplay mechanic Pokemon, you know? Like I said, theoretically, you know, with the right sort of setup, a Bidoof could kill Giratina. Like, all you need to use is Swift Attack enough times and get enough hits in to chip away down to 0, and, like, you're good. So, like, if you're fighting lions versus Pokemon, everyone gets a turn in combat. You know what I mean? So I think the lions aren't as discountable as perhaps you're making them sound them out to be. Nurse Joy would just heal them all. Nurse Joy would heal the lions too. Like, you think she's just... Do you think that, like, the nurses in the Pokemon world will be like, oh no, this creature is sick. Wait, hold on. This is just a regular-ass bird. Like, this isn't a Pokemon. Fuck this thing. No. You saying the Pokemon Earthquake attack can take out the entire state of New York? That is such a scary world to live in. Listen, the world that we live in has enough, like... The world that we live in has enough bad shit going on, right? Like, you know, we've got civil unrest, we've got, you know, the economy, we've got whatever the fuck's going on in politics at the moment. I don't think that list should be expanded by one Doug Trio. Like, if one Doug Trio can, like, bring a lot of our infrastructure down through the use of the Earthquake move, I don't think human beings would be on the planet anymore. God damn it. We can't, like... There's so many, like... There's so many, like, finer points to the logistics of this hypothetical. Like... Good grief. Hello again! YouTube user Olive. What's poppin'? I'm painting little guys again. Alright, what do we think... In terms of... He's got a bunch of, like, grenades on his boobs. I've sort of got one of them. I'm painting one of them to be yellow. I've just sort of, like, I gotta go in and clean that up. Should I paint the other ones to be, like, brighter colors as well? Like, I'm thinking two of them should be red. And I think this one at the bottom there might be green, like a frag grenade, but I'm not too sure. I think maybe I'll just go for, like, reds, and maybe I'll just leave that last one black, actually. Maybe. I don't know. You also need to consider how many of the lions would kill each other. God damn it. Real talk, high fives or fist bumps? Veneer? I'm a handshake man. I know that sounds weird and formal, but that's really my, like, go-to greeting of choice. Like, the amount of people I have, like, you know, Naruto ninjutsu, like, stabbed because they've gone in for a hug while I put my hand out for a handshake is more than one, which is honestly very embarrassing for me personally. Have you heard about the possible Half-Life 3 leak? Drywall Eater 9000, I have heard about that. But I feel like we hear there is a possible Half-Life 3 leak, like, once every, you know, 12 months sort of thing. Like, I feel like we're just at that point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're getting Half-Life 3. We might get a Half-Life something, but I don't think we're getting Half-Life 3. You know, because, like, the leak was what? Like, some voice actor put on their website, I worked on, like, Operation Black Mesa, or, like, some code word that everyone was going like, oh, it's a word that's related to New Mexico. That's where the science facility was. That's what I heard happened. 1,000 Years of Death Handshake Edition. Yeah, that's what I do. White Sands, that's right. I mean, look, I know that Half-Life 3 is, like, the meme at this point. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be, like, a pure chronology. Like, I think it's gonna be, If anything, a new Half-Life game, but I think even that's kind of a stretch. Because the last time we got anything Half-Life, it was like a VR game, which was still very good, but also a VR game. I had a discussion with a bunch of friends about declaring war on the ants. Ants are bugs, though. They don't think about stuff. Killing ants is literally like a thing children do in like old sitcoms. It was like that easy. We can eat the ants. You shouldn't. You super shouldn't. I think the maths is something like every human would have to fight like 2.5 million ants. Listen, just grab a can of Raid and we'll be good to go. They'll like die if you put like salt outside their den or something like that. Listen, let's not go... You know what? Let's stop having hypotheticals about killing a bunch of things. Why can't we all live in harmony? Let's live in harmony with the ants. Let's live in harmony with the lions. Let's live in harmony with the Pokemon. Here's a hypothetical for you. What would you buy 10 million ants on their birthdays? Huh? How about we think about that for a little while? Why does my face do that? That's what I want to know. You know shit's getting real when I bring out the little brush. I buy them a very big piece of candy. Hell yes. This is how we should be treating the ants. Ants are our friends. I actually don't know what service they provide to the ecosystem, but I think it's more than me, honestly. Like, what do? I log onto a computer and then type email all day? Like, what am I doing in the circle of life? You know what I mean? Would buy them all a bunch of bread? Hell yes! Do ants eat bread? I thought ants like sugar cubes, or am I thinking of horses? I tend to get ants and horses mixed up. That is a common flaw of mine. Okay. I am trying to do really tiny little details. God, I hope this looks good. I get so scared I'm like touching this thing. Like, I just looked at myself on the camera and like, this is... My nose is like in the middle of the ring. Like, I need to work on my painting posture. Good lord. I'm like a fucking cartoon character. You have the ability to do the Grinch face. It is a curse. I don't know what the Grinch face is. Wait, I should. I have seen the Grinch before. That is one movie that I have seen. Fun fact, there are ant species that enslave other ants. You keep saying fun fact and then backing them up with facts that are not, in fact, fun. Cool. Loyal Pie, don't encourage them. Don't encourage this behavior. That is not a fun fact. Listen, if your fun fact has anything to do with the word slavery, I hesitate. I regret to inform you. It ain't fun.
People, I just bought your game. I wrote you a song.
Alright. Actual fun fact, ants deter termites. That is a fun fact, Ash! I've learned something constructive about ants today. My frame of reference when it comes to ants is, when I was growing up, my school had like a PlayStation that they would let you play if you had to stay after hours because your parents couldn't come pick you up. And they had the PlayStation 2 video game Ants. You know, ANTZ, that movie that was like supposed to be a Bug's Life knockoff, but was also kind of its own thing. Yeah, it was an ants racing game for the PlayStation 2, and you could choose what kind of vehicle you wanted to race in this Ants Mario Kart knockoff sort of thing. And one of your options was just nothing. So you would just be an ant running really, 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 really fast. And that's the only thing I remember about the Ants PS2 game. And now you all know about it, because I've shared that information with you. Heh, heh, heh. But yeah, it's, why do I remember so much about the Ants game for the PlayStation 2? There is, like, my childhood is so spotty, and I remember, like, barely any of it. But I can tell you that game sucked. That and, like, Shrek Party Rumble was one of the other games that we had on the PlayStation at school. Which was also similarly weird and bad. Is that going to confirm my age, saying that I had a PlayStation 2 at school? Well, I also had a Nintendo 64 at school, so I guess that doesn't really narrow it down, does it? Fun fact, zombies exist in ants. I did know this, and I did hate it. Ants are cool, I like them. Very excited for what Silk Song does with them. See, I don't know anything about Silk Song, so that just makes it sound like you're a crazy Silk Song fan. Because I know those people exist, and have been like, when's the game coming out? It's been 10 billion years. Poor Silk Song fans. Maybe they'll get something someday. Oh shoot, fun facts? What are some fun facts I know? I don't know, Wind Pop? That's the question only you can answer. I don't know what fun facts you know. I only know what fun facts I know. Which isn't many, now that I think about it. If you asked me to give me a fun fact right now, right here, right now, I would simply not be able to give you one. Because anytime somebody asks for anything from me, I forget everything related to that concept that was just asked about. Which is very hard for my job, because when people ask me to do things for my job, I forget all about my job. I thought you knew everything. No, Wind Pop. That's actually a common misconception. I am always right. I don't know everything. I'm always objectively correct about everything and every concept, even if I don't know about it. God, people just scrolling through streams are probably going to see me say something like that and be like, God, this guy's an asshole. I guess they're not entirely wrong. Fun fact, spiders are actually growing larger in response to shrinking insect habitat. Oh, that's very scary, actually. I don't like that. I forgot which one, but the Greek philosopher with the mass thing named after him died because of beans. Good. Anybody who makes their whole thing maths should die embarrassingly, and 10,000 years in the past. Fun fact, the high school I went to had 18 fights in one day, and that high school's name? Ryu Academy. But M. Bison Academy. Zangief Academy. There we go, that's probably a better one. A lot of names in Street Fighter you can't really... that are hard to describe things as. What am I doing? Oh, fun fact, some spiders can fly via electric currents in the air. Huh. Magnet Man. Yeah, that sounds like some bullshit Pythagoras would do. Fuck that guy. Zangief Academy major in slams. I just pray I live long enough to high-five one of those giant spiders. God, me too. I hope they're there by the time I go back to Australia. Like, honestly, that's gonna be the thing that takes me back. I've literally just left Australia to let the wildlife gestate for a little bit. I want to come back and see some new mutations. Mutations? That's what I'm going with. Me leaving Australia is like me uninstalling a video game for a good while, and then like I'll come back to it eventually, and 100% of the game will have changed, and I'll have no idea where anything is or what the meta is anymore. Fun fact, trans people are awesome. Confirmed! This has been a real verified fact from me, a doctor. I'm not a doctor. But I could be. No, I couldn't. I mean, I'm sure I could be a doctor if I tried to be, but I simply do not have the passion for it. See, that's one of the hardest things about having a job. You kind of got to go for a job that you're passionate about and that you like doing. But then you sort of run into the hard fact that jobs suck, and people don't want to do jobs. Spider cow equals mutation. Hell yes. I'm glad one of my dumb pronunciations could actually lead to something constructive. Oh god, I feel ridiculous when I, like, move in this close to this. People are probably scrolling past going like, what is this asshole doing? What the fuck? That's what they sound like to me. Get out of here. Got him. Alright, what am I doing? What am I doing? I have no idea how I'm going to paint this gun, and that's scaring me a little bit. Because, like, the gun that he has is, like, half bolter, half pyre blaster, or flamethrower. I guess is the word to use there. Yes, we are a vibe-based community here. We are a vibe-based community, and I will not have it any other way. I mean, I say that, but I was going through my comments today, and I this is sad. I accidentally, like, hid someone from the channel, so, like, completely removed their ability to, I completely removed their ability to comment and engage with, like, live streams and stuff, because they said something very nice to me in a comment, and I pressed the wrong button, and I banned them forever. And I don't know who the username was, and I can't go in and look at it, because it doesn't show me who I've banned in chronological order. So I'm like, shit, I just banned someone who was nice to me, and I will never be able to unban them, which is a very sad thing. It's a very sad thing. It's a very grand mistake that I've made. Cat's paw beans are specifically designed to be very quiet. Those are the toe beans of a predator. Hell yes, they are. Which is immediately offset by the fact that every cat I've ever encountered can't shut the fuck up. And will just be loud in every other way it possibly can be. Ethan is a cruel and merciless king. Honestly, like, oops. Oh. It was very upsetting for me, actually. They said something very nice, but because they use, like, I think they used some manner of slang, so it appeared in my, like, held for review comments, because every now and again a comment will be, like, annexed into the, like, held for review section, so I have to, like, manually approve it. And anytime that happens, YouTube's always like, hey, I think this person is, like, being mean and cruel to you. Do you want to block them forever? And I'll look at the comment, and it'll be like, it'll be something along the lines of, like, you know, you slay cunt so hard that it makes me physically sick and want to kill you. And I'm like, oh no, this is just, like, this isn't an insult, this is just, I don't know what it is, but it's fine. You look awesome today. Thank you, Albus. I have done nothing. This is a shirt that I have been wearing since I woke up this morning, and I think I washed my hair. I would have to double check to make sure that was the case or not. I genuinely have no memory and couldn't tell you either way. That person probably cries every day forever. No, don't tell me this. Don't tell me this. I will get sad. You will make me cry. Is that what you want? Do you want to make me sad? In my own stream? Another fun fact, dogs understand that we are a different species. Cats do not. That is a fun fact. Cats are idiots. Pancakes or waffles? Excellent question. Pancakes. I grew up... Australia isn't a very, like, waffle-based economy. You know what I mean? Like, we don't really do the whole waffle shebang. Like, ever since I moved to North America, those fuckers are everywhere. Like, it is waffle city up in here. But, like, back home, it was like, eh. And even back home, it was like, if you had waffles, you were just making pancake mix in a waffle iron. Like, you were cooking the pancakes a little bit too long in a weird little grill thing, and that's what a waffle was. Like, they're the same bloody thing. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I feel like I feel like I'm not strong enough to wade into that debate. Like, I feel like that's just a troll conversation that's like designed to make people mad, and I can't engage with that because I know I too will be trolled and mad. Fun fact, it took 8 minutes for the first man electrocuted by electric chair to actually die. Yeah, I'm with Windpop on this one. Ow. Must have hurt. What if they were Mickey Mouse waffles? What does that mean? Is that like a Disneyland thing? Do people just get Disney... Is like Mickey pancakes is like a Disneyland recipe? I'm so scared of Disneyland people. You have no idea. The fact that Disneyland people exist is a scary idea to me. Like, tickets to Disneyland are fucking like, you know, a couple hundo for a day. You're telling me that there's people out there that, like, go there regularly? What? Yeah, if you get a season pass, it, like, pays for itself after the 10th visit. Why are you going to Disneyland 10 times? Why do you know the work roster and whether or not Gaston will be performing? Why do you call him Gaston? That is an 18-year-old drama student named Mike. This is his summer job. Maybe I just haven't seen like enough Disney movies to really get the nostalgia. Fuck the Lion King. All my homies hate the Lion King. No, I can't disparage the Lion King. I should stop disparaging movies that I have not seen. Fun fact, the first song to ever use the auto-tune was Believe by Cher. That sounds true enough. That was taught to me previously. I mean, you say you taught it to me. I haven't seen any information that backs that up. But, you know what I mean? Like, it could be either way. It could be either way. I can see it going either way. I dislike Disney films. That is a perfectly reasonable opinion to have. I feel like these days they've all kind of blurred together a little bit. I mean, I say that, but I also haven't seen... God, when was the last time I went to a cinema? Five Nights at Freddy's. Yep, that's... Yep. Really? Is the last movie that I ever went to Five Nights at Freddy's? Holy shit, that was like a year ago. Didn't I do that for my... I did that for my birthday. Like, I went to see Five Nights at Freddy's shortly after I moved here for, like, a birthday shindig for me. And that was the last movie that I've ever seen. In cinemas. Well, that's fucking me up. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I just got the sudden feeling that time has just kept going. How's your day, Ethan? Devil's Eclipse, my day's going great. Knocked off work a little bit early. Started painting my Deathwatch Lieutenant. I'm having a good day. Gotta move the light so it focuses a little bit more. Yeah. The silver's kind of blotchy. Like, I need to... I always find that when I paint silver, in my minis, it's sort of... Lead Belcher is a very thick paint, so it almost, to me, like, kind of makes the texture of the model a little bit weird. Like, I feel like I need to apply it really evenly, because otherwise it just makes like the actual shape of the model kind of like gluggy and broken. But I don't know, maybe I just suck and I'm bad at painting. The last movie I went to was called Barbarian in 2022. Damn, that's a while ago. I feel like we all, like, is it just me? Is this just me having like an insane boomer moment, or like, did we go to more movies in the past than we do now? Like, I feel like there was a schism at some point where, like, I feel like there was a time in history where we were going out to the cinemas a lot. And maybe that was just because I was a kid and my parents didn't want to fucking deal with me, so they took us out to movies just to shut us up for a couple of hours. But I feel like we don't go to the movies that much. Is that just a me thing? I never really went to the movies too much because they're expensive. That is true. They're also very expensive now. Jesus Christ. Last movie I saw was Deadpool 3. Well, that's a fresh one. And it's also like the biggest movie in the world. So like, yeah, of course that's the last one we've seen. Will I go out and see that? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Who's to say? I want to be able to be comfy and pause when I wanted to. God, that's such a mood, though. That is such a mood, though. It's like £30 to get a ticket? I don't know how much pounds are, so that could actually be really cheap. But it seems like a lot. That seems like a lot to me. Like, I don't know how much pounds are. I mean, the food is like what the food is like is how they get you at cinemas, to be honest. Like, I had a buddy of mine who used to like manage a cinema at his job, so he was able to get me free tickets. And anytime he was able to he was able to get me free tickets under the like, but the one rule was that, like, look, if you get free tickets, you have to buy something at concessions. Like, you have to buy popcorn or like food or something, because that's how we actually make money. Like, we can give away all the free tickets we want, but you gotta buy, like, a popcorn and a drink. And, like, that was the rule. That was the mates rates rule. And so, like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, totally. Makes sense. And then I do that, and then it's like, I could've just bought a ticket with this. And I got, like, a shitty lump of popcorn that's gonna be gone in, like, 2 seconds, because I'm a big, big boy, and I can eat a lot if I want to. Especially if I'm snacky. You wouldn't like me when I'm snacky. Ugh. Hated that. Hated that. Hated the way that rolled off the tongue. Don't pretend I didn't say that. Simply pretend I did not say that. We'll all forget it together. I think I'm going more now, but that might be a financial thing. Hell yes! Well, at least that means you have the finances to go out and see their movies. We love to see it. Okay, I just gotta do some really thin details, and I'll read the chat again. I want to get a nice even coat in his pauldron, because I feel like that's where I have the biggest chance of messing up. You know what I mean? Plus, a place near me does old movies and cult classics. Oh my god, that's so good. I love that, because, like, I think it's weird that, like, we have all of these movies. Like, we have so many movies. But we only show, like, 4 of them at a time in the cinema. You know what I mean? Like, bring out the old movies. Let me see Shrek on the big screen again. Actually, every cinema probably does that at one point. Let me see, like, let me see Chicken Run on the big screen. Give me that, Hoyts. Ethan, do I have permission to maybe cry at some point after this stream? Absolutely. Crying is good for the soul, and every now and again, you just need a little cry. You just need a little cry. It happens sometimes, and that's okay. This is a really weird thing for me to be doing to my face. It's really warm, and I don't like how it feels. And I feel like it's going to irreparably damage my skin in some way. Oh, damn. Not to mention the widespread boycott that some people are doing for the Animation Guild. Yeah, that's a time. The Animation Guild is talking about striking if negotiations turn out favorable. Right from the source. Let people watch Mad Max 1. Honestly, like, bring us back to the classics, man. Alright, I need to fill up my water bottle real quick because I'm a thirsty, thirsty man. So I'm just gonna take a quick duck break? I'm just gonna duck off screen real quick and fill my shit up so I can slurp and be hydrated, and I'll be right back. See you soon. I returned. Did you miss me? Young Sheldon strikes again. God, I keep forgetting that's in there. Why do I make these choices? Pay the animators fair wages. That's right, Mayapo. So true. God damn it. Wait, was that Young Sheldon? Yeah. I really hate Space Marines. God, me too. Yeah, hate Space Marines. Absolutely hate them. Just think that they shouldn't exist. They shouldn't be in the game. Can't stand them, honestly. See, that's the beauty about Warhammer to me, is that, like, even if there's a faction in the game that you don't like, the point of the game is to kill that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the Tau. Like, I'm sure I could get into them if I really wanted to, but I've just never really, like, engaged with any of their stuff. But I would love to play against the Tau for that reason. Because, like, if I'm, like, fighting a Tau army, I don't give a shit about them. I want them to burn on the battlefield. And I got all my, like, cool gun guys to shoot them down. Pew pew. You lie, you didn't switch outfits. Yeah, look, I need to get a better AFK screen. Like, for the time being, that's all I have. I mean, I also have this. But that's for entirely different reasons. Hey, there's no sound. Don't do that to me! Don't do that to me! Hello, person. Hello! Hypo007. What's poppin'? Where do you shop for your clothes you normally wear on stream? Well, Loyal Pie, I get them from a whole bunch of places. I'm really trying to find more reliable places to get my outfits and stuff like that. You know, right now I've got a couple of things from, you know, like, Amazon and AliExpress and things like that. I want to find places that do more, like, reliably made, cool-looking alternative clothing. But what I sort of find is that a lot of the, like, indie stores that sell old clothing are really just getting it from the cheap places anyway. which I think is kind of disappointing. So yeah, I don't really know where I'm gonna start like looking for cool old clothes. Maybe there'll be like a local secret place that I can find. But honestly, my biggest thing is thrifting. Like, if you go out to a Value Village or like a thrift store or an op shop and like really keep your eyes peeled, like, for me, the secret to thrifting isn't necessarily... To me, the secret of thrifting isn't necessarily like knowing where to find the cool stuff. It's more a matter of like saying yes to the cool stuff that you find. Like, every now and again, I find some cool stuff at a thrift store, but I'm sort of like, oh, you know, am I really gonna wear it? Is it really my style? Is it gonna be cringe? Am I gonna be cringe? Is it cringe? Like, that's always the number one question going through my head, and like, the biggest thing that I've learned when it comes to shopping for old and weird stuff is that you sort of just have to not listen to that. You have to not listen to that. You have to go like, oh, I kind of like the look of this. Get it. Buy it. If you start second guessing yourself, like, who cares? Just get it. And then if it looks bad, take the L. But chances are, when you have that initial ooh feeling, like, that means something. Like, when you see something that you want and you go like, ooh, but then you start slowly talking yourself out of it, you still had that moment of like, ooh, I want this. You know what I mean? So that's what you gotta listen to. Only ethical consumption is secondhand. Honestly, God. Yeah, it's like, I sometimes feel bad about buying stuff from, like, you know, cheaper retailers like AliExpress. Like, I haven't done it for a while, I don't think. But I literally just saw, like, a TikTok I literally just saw a video the other day of someone, like, comparing the stuff they bought on the, like, El Cheapo shitty websites and the, like, genuine brand stuff, and it was the same. Same quality, same style. You know what I mean? Make your own clothes. Honestly, like, if I had space in my house for a sewing machine and a whole setup, I still probably wouldn't do it, actually, now that I think about it. Like, there are some skills that I know I'm just not gonna have in this life, and I think cloth making is one of them. Saying nothing against it. It's not something I'm good at. I mean, maybe I will be. Like, I tend to find that I'm not really good at, like, doing stuff with my hands, like forging stuff, if that makes sense. But then again, I paint these little dudes with my hands. Like, maybe it's all just me finding the project that I need to start in order for that to be something I find engaging. I'm going to sleep now. Good night, Enton Pingan. It's good to have you here. That message is a little old, so I might have lost them. That's sad. So you could say you like popping tags or more and have less than $20 in your pocket. I would hope that I didn't have less than $20 in my pocket if I was going to shop at a thrift store. Some items can be pretty expensive, if they're good quality. And also, thrift stores are usually like good ventures to support. Well, some of them. You do tend to get some more like for-profit ones these days, which, you know, chase that bag, but, you know. Most of the thrift stores back in Australia are just like tiny little hole-in-the-wall like church outfits run by some just ancient woman named Agnes or like Mordred. And like, you know that's where the heat is. Unfortunately, the logic only works if you have a slim body type. Sometimes you have that, ooh, moment your body type is not right for it. Yeah. I also get that too, not in the same way. But I will not confirm whether that's because I'm really short or really tall. It's one of the two. You will just have to guess which it is. You'll just have to guess which it is. Oh, it so hurts to look into this thing for too long. Don't you assemble them with your hands? I sort of realized that as soon as I said it, you know what I mean? Like, Warhammer is a very hands-on activity. Unless you're just, like, playing the video games or something like that. Which I want to do. Space Marine comes out soon. I hope it's Steam Deck certified because I want to play it. I want to be a funny little spaceman and fight funny little aliens. Would you ever try painting Thousand Suns? Well, Hypo007, you know what, I've thought about it more. I've thought about it more recently. Like, the Thousand Suns are a Warhammer 40,000 army that, like, I don't know what their deal is. Like, they're chaos, so they're bad, but they're also magic. Like, I don't understand what their deal is. There's a thing with dust that a lot of people say. I don't know what that's about. But I will say, Thousand Suns Blue is a great color. I painted my Tyranids Thousand Suns Blue, and I really like how they turned out. So I can definitely see myself painting, like, a whole-ass Space Marine that color. I will say, though, why do they have so much trim? Why do they have so much, like, gold-lined details and everything like that? Like, it's whack. I don't know. The problem with looking for stuff is that I feel super awkward whenever I walk. Yeah. I mean, hey, when you walk into stores, like, you know, you're there to buy things. You are the king of the castle, you know what I mean? It's like they are, like you are, everyone is like, you know, you are there to start shit. That's not the word that I wanted to use. I completely lost my flow for that sentence. I don't know. I know a lot of people have a lot of, like, anxiety when walking into, like, stores and things like that, which I get. I was like that way for a very long time. But then I worked kind of like retail-ish jobs for a little bit. And the number one thing that I found is that, oh, okay, after I leave after I exit the threshold of this store, the people working there do not care if I live or die. Like, that was always the biggest thing for me that I found. Like, oh no, am I gonna be cringe in front of the employee? Am I gonna be cringe? Are people gonna think I'm cringe? That's what a lot of my anxieties are now that I think about it. Like, it all comes back to being cringe. But yeah, no, like, people who work at places, like, they don't care. Like, you are not the weirdest thing that they've seen today. Gonna be watching while I iron my son's school shoes outfit tomorrow? Hell yes! Wait, why did I read that you were gonna be ironing your son's shoes? I mentally inserted the word shoes in that sentence, Bethany Lovelace, and I don't know why. Why would you iron a shoe? I was very confused, but turns out the confusion is all up here anyway. What am I? Basically, with Thousand Suns, I think Horus tricked Lehman into destroying Prospero during the heresy, which is why they're chaos. Also, Araman accidentally turned the less psychic members into dust. The dust, it's the dust. It's the dust that I don't get. Everyone says that he turned them into dust, so they're just dust in a spacesuit. God, Warhammer is a weird franchise. I'm actually busy at work today. Today is awful. No! I only hope that every work shift that you have is just not doing anything and being not productive and getting paid to sit on your butt all day. That was kind of me today. Like, I had some stuff to do and I did that stuff, but, like, a lot of my stuff is, like, tied up with other people who need to do their stuff. And if they don't do their stuff, then I can't do my stuff. So I'm sort of just cruising, man. I'm just cruising. It's pretty cool. Iron Man has big naturals. How dare you make me read that sentence with my own two eyes? How dare you? Mods, execute this individual. as a retail slave if you're polite and not a total idiot, then we don't care. See, that's what I also get. Like, listen, as long as you're just courteous in a retail store, like, no one cares. Although I do understand the anxieties. Kill me and I only become more powerful. Kill me and I die. Like, I'm not coming back with a second health bar. Like, that's gonna be my whole thing. Like, I know some people are like, you try to take me down, I'm only gonna become stronger. You take me down, I'm done. Like, I'm not getting back up. Oh, it's this guy. I saw you on a TikTok a while ago. Hello, Furpo. That's me. I'm that guy you saw on TikTok that one time. No, don't go. I'm a big deal. Believe me. It's me. I'm that guy. I wear silly little outfits, and I paint silly little men. Paint weird little guys. That's not focusing. Yeah, what a freak. I love him. I'm trying to, like, detox. I normally paint orcs. That's sort of like the main thing that I've been painting for the last little while. But I'm trying to detox with some Space Marines. Get a bit of variety in the mix. Although I guess I'm painting the dead Tyrannid that sits at the base of this model, so I guess I'm technically painting Tyrannids? I vaguely remember you were wearing a dress. Yeah, that's probably true. You vaguely recall correct, then. I'm a weird little guy who likes fashion. Okay. But no, these streams are mostly just my place where I paint Warhammer, I have little chats, and for some reason we start arguing about who would win between 1 million lions or every Pokemon in existence. You should paint Krieg soldiers. Drywall Leader 9000. I should. Well, I do have some of the veteran guardsmen that I need to get around to painting, but I don't paint them with the Krieg color scheme. Like, I've painted my guardsmen to be like purple, which I know is an interesting choice, but I am an interesting man. I don't play by the rules. Also, I didn't want them to be, like, too realistically military-ish looking, so I went for a more bright and ostentatious color scheme. You think you should give us another close-up look at the figurine? Kabang! There he is. I've been painting, like, some of the, like, wraithbone tentacles of the Tyrannid beneath his feet. That's sort of what I've been working on for the last little bit. But yeah, I think a lot of the base colors are, like, starting to get, like, finished up here. Like, how close can I get him? Not really. Yeah, maybe I can, like, zoom in artificially. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, I've affected my screen settings, haven't I? Oh well. I am outside with your 3D printed face. That's a scary thing to say. That's terrifying. Very threatening. The Pokemon take it every time. I still think the Lions have a chance. I still think the Lions have a chance in this conflict. Someone screaming, "I am friend," while also screaming that I have a 3D print of my face is not. It's kind of mixed messaging when you think about it. Like, you sort of have to see it from my perspective. 1 billion lions versus the sun. They'll just attack at night, obviously. Stupid. Okay. What else do I need to do? I'm gonna put another thin layer of Bugman's Glow on his head, which is one of my favorite paint names in the history of mankind. Lions would win because Pokemon are too polite and always take turns. See, that's what I'm saying. The Pokemon operate within the mechanics of the Pokemon game, but the Lions will be like that one Yakuza game where Kiryu stops the game from being a turn-based strategy game and then just starts beating the shit out of people in an action beat-em-up brawler. That was a wild thing that happened in the history of video games. I love Yakuza. I've played like 2 hours of one game, and I can definitively say that I love Yakuza. That's Ichiban. You know what? Maybe it is. Like I said, I've only played 2 hours of a Yakuza game. I should play more. I know I like it, but I don't have a... My Steam Deck's in the shop, so I can't play it anyway. Bugman's Glow sounds like an alchemical shine potion. Honestly. Like, Bugman's Glow's, like, supposed to be, like, a kind of skin-colored paint, but it's very, like, tinted. Like, it's a very, like, beet red skin tone. Like, I think the point of Bugman's Glow is to, like, base the skin in Bugman. But then after that, like, layer on with some, like, highlights or whatever to, like, give it a bit more depth and texture. But I don't know how to do that, so I guess this guy's just being really tan. And I also just spat all over the model to, like, I guess it mixes my paints with water. I'm just trying to make sure it has good coverage, because, like, a lot of the current model is not getting covered too good. A lot of fine details on this one. I have no idea how I'm going to paint his eyes, because he's got, like, these weird, like, downturned eyes, so his actual, like, visible eyes are, like, very, very small. He's, like, imagine painting those eyes. Alright. Okay. I also think this light is really hot. Ow. This light's really warm, and I think it actually starts drying my paints on my brush, like, while I'm using it. Which is something that I'm gonna need to look out for. I struggle painting Necron faces, let alone actual faces. God. Yeah, at least the Necron faces are a little bit, like, easier to manage. You know what I mean? They would be a little easier to manage. I almost melted off Bluey's ear, but no more ironing. Hell yes. I need to invest in an iron. Like, I feel like I have a lot of really nice shirts, but because I don't own an iron or an ironing board, like, I can only wear them at half strength. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully I can become a permanent resident of Canada pretty soon, so I can actually start investing in some, like, long-term goods. I need a vacuum. I need to buy a vacuum because I am sick to death of sweeping my goddamn floors. I need to get a shitty little Dyson or something, and I need to know that I'll be allowed to stay in this country so that I can have the vacuum. This is how I know I'm no longer a kid anymore. I don't want toys. I don't want video games. I want fucking house appliances. God, I'm boring. 3-dimensional printer. Necrons have, like, a bunch of damaged faces. Necrons have a bunch of, like, damaged faces, so you have to do the bits with it. Oh, okay, alright. Yeah, I find that, like, painting weathering and battle damage is sometimes harder to do than, like, you know, smooth and clean models. Because, like, for example, for the lieutenant here, he's got, like, scar lines on his head. Hopefully that'll focus. Yeah, he's got sort of got, like, subtle scar lines and stuff like that. But I feel like, I don't know if I'm, like, putting my paints on too thickly. Oh, God, that's not focusing at all. I don't know if I'm putting my paints on too thickly or anything like that, but I almost feel as though, like, as soon as I put one layer of skin paint on, it, like, fills in the scars. So they're not even really looking like scars anymore. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I overthink about a lot of stuff. It's kind of a problem for me. We will probably allow you to live here in Canada. Please, if you know anybody in the immigration department, like, you know, give me a referral. Like, fucking put in a good word. I need it. Yes, but you can avoid uncanny valor with Necron faces. That's true. That's true. So, like when you have human faces, if you don't do them too well, then, like, it can get a little bit weird looking. Like, this guy... You know, I might switch to this guy for a little bit. His face is... I need to, like, even out his face. Oh, God, he's covered in dust. That's why he looks like shit. Fucker's Dusty. Maybe I'll call him Dustin. I'm not going to call him Dustin. He's covered in dust and dog hair. Can someone give me any sort of bug? Last time I got Mantis. A cool bug is a ladybug. I like ladybugs. They're small and cute. They are our friends, and I appreciate what they do for our society. Do they do anything for our society? I should probably look that up. All Canadians decide if immigrants get to live here. It's purely a council vote, and that's what I love. Oof. Ladybugs are cool bugs. That's right. They're so simple in design, but there's something beautiful about that. Like, most animals are built with, like, survival techniques in mind. Ladybugs are like, no, I'm just gonna chill. I'm round. I'm bright red. I'm beautiful. That's my impression of a ladybug. Hello, YouTube user Varana. What's poppin'? How's it going? Okay, I need to... Where's my Wraith Bone? There it is. I don't know if the apothecary's face, or the guy's face that I'm working on right now, I don't know if it's salvageable. Like, I think I put a bunch of... Wow, words. I tried painting him back when I didn't really know all that much about painting and things like that, so I think I might have layered on a few too many thicker layers of paint. And I don't know if I can salvage it. I hope I can. I hope I can, honestly. But at this point, I don't know. They should make OC making a sport, because then I get the gold medal. Hell yes. I think the medals you get is when you follow up making original characters with, you know, putting them into a book or something that other people can consume. I think that's where the medals get come into play. Hi, hello, Aaron Beans. What's poppin'? Oh god, like I'm looking at it now, and like this guy's face is... It's something. Like I've tried to... Oh god. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I think I've just got to sort of take the L on this guy's face, because I've tried to... Basically, I tried to, like, paint his face, and then I tried to shade his face, and then that didn't look good, so I tried to paint over the shading, and then I tried to shade it again, and it's just a tonal mess. Like, I need to build up layers. I think I've built up so many layers of paint on this guy that, like, he's just gonna lose all... He's just gonna lose all of his facial features, and that's really sad. Fine, I'll make a book for you. You should. Let that be your motivation. Okay, let's see. Yeah, and see, like, I tried to put a really, like, thin layer of skin paint back on him just to sort of, like, water it down, and, like, I don't know, man. His face just sort of looks weird and glorpy. I think I'm just gonna have to take the L there. Maybe I could try dry brushing it, or maybe I just gotta wait till it dries. Maybe I'm calling it too soon. Maybe he can just be the, like, cringe old model in my army that I look back on and go, God, what was I thinking? Whoa! I guess it just kind of sucks that he's kind of one of the nicer models of the Leviathan set. So, everything else about him looks good. Like, his armor? The armor's painted real good, you know? Like the guns got stuff, but then his face is just sort of like, wow. It's a weird tonal mess. Also, the lighting's really bad. Hey, Verana, thank you for the super chats. I love that little dog. He's my favorite little dog. He is my favorite little dog emoji. Although, you know, I don't think I should make such broad sweeping claims. Like, I think that I don't know what all the dog emojis out there that exist. Like, this guy seems to keep coming up quite a bit. But I don't know if there's a cooler dog available on the YouTube stickers. More money for the feet fund? Hey, don't worry about that. 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 Don't worry about that either. Don't worry about that. He just appears from time to time. Peopy. My soul has been stared into deeply. I'll do that. I like that he just shows up from time to time. I like that he just appears. Fully animal. I wish to pet. You can't pet him. A, because you're not physically in my house, and you will never be, John Warrior. I'm making that very clear. You are not in my house, so you cannot pet him, and also he's very old and likes to bite people that he doesn't know. He likes to bite me, but only if I touch his butt in a weird way. Because he has, like, arthritis back there. You gotta give him a pet, then he goes like... Argh! That's what he does. What if I'm in your house? You're not. And don't tell me that you are, because then I'll get very scared. What if you give him peanut butter? Oh, if you give him peanut butter, he will, like, straight up bite your hand clean off. Like, that fucker loves that shit. He's like, peanut butter for me? I don't know who discovered the dogs like peanut butter, but they got a fucking bang on the money. I almost just spilled paint all over everywhere, and that would have been really sad. And that fucker loves peanut butter. Like, he's at the age where he needs medicine to survive. And he simply will not take the medicine. Which is strange, because, as I said, he needs it to live his life. So we basically have to bribe him to take his medicine with peanut butter, and he loves that shit. And I don't think he has any idea that if he doesn't take this medicine, he will die. He's an idiot. But he gets peanut butter from us like twice a day, so I guess at the end of the day, we are the idiots. We are the idiots. My dog takes her meds like treats. That would just be such an easier way to do things, you know what I mean? That would just be an easier way to do things. You don't have to bribe him. Spilled a brand new bottle of Thalassar Blue over a friend's carpet. Oh no! That's like one of the good blues too. Like, that's the blue you don't want to spill. He's manipulating you. Yeah, and it's working. That's the worst friggin' part. That's the worst friggin' part. God. Dogs know they can get away with just about anything. All they need to do is just look at us with those big puppy dog eyes. That's where the phrase puppy dog eyes comes from, because they're manipulative bastards. Ugh. Why did I have to adopt him? Okay. You know, I was in two minds about, like, making two of his grenades there, like, Firebrand Red. But I'm liking how it turned out. I'm not liking how my posture was just then, though. That was kind of weird of me. Okay, there we go, there we go. Here we go, 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 go. Alright, how's this looking? How's this looking for a model mini? Focus up, there we go. I need to clean up the yellow on one of his grenades there a little bit, but I think the rest of it... I was really happy when I sort of sat down to do this guy, because his, like, his color scheme is simple. Like, the black is already there because, you know, I spray primed it black. You know, I put a bunch of silver on some things. There's a lot of, like, subtle browns and everything like that. I do love him. I do love that furry little bastard. I gotta get painting my Hero Quest minis. I gotta get painting my Hero Quest minis. They look so much better. That's so true, Bacon Fanatic. Look, everybody who likes painting stuff has a pile of shame. Mine's just down there. You can kind of see it on the floor. Actually, I should look closer to make sure that there's nothing you shouldn't see there. Yeah, like, everyone has a pile of shame. He'd look better with a helmet like all Marines. You know what? Look, I tend to agree with you. I do agree with you there. Like, pretty much all of my other Marines have helmets. Like, the only Marines... Okay, 90% of my Space Marines have helmets, but I took the helmets off some of them, just so I could get a bit of practice painting skin tones and everything like that. This guy, I didn't really have a choice for the Lieutenant and Phobos armor. Like, because I bought him in the Leviathan set, he only had... Wow, it's not going to do it today, are you? It's not going to focus. There you go. There you fucking go. Because I bought it, because it was from the Leviathan box set, I didn't really have a choice for the head. I thought about leaving his head, like, completely black to make it look like he had a helmet on, but I wanted to try to get a bit of practice painting skin. Because, like, you know, because, like, I think that if I just paint helmets all the time, then that's not going to be, like, good practice. Like, I want to have some variety, you know what I mean? That was a really long-winded way to say not much, but yeah. Any tips for thinning paints? Guy, my tip for you is to invest in a small bottle of Lamy and Medium. Well, that's mirrored, so it doesn't say that, but Lamy and Medium is like a technical paint that if you thin down a base paint enough, it becomes like a contrast paint, but you can also thin it down to just get a thin coat of any of the paints that you have. I find that when you thin down paints with just water, it's really hard to get the balance right, but because Lamy and Medium is like it's a technical paint, it's kind of I'm not sure what it is. Like, I heard someone once describe it as like an anti-pigment serum, or like an anti-pigment like goop. They used some fancy word for it, but I feel like whenever I tend to like cut my paints down with Lamy and Medium, a lot more of the time I get more consistent coverage and more consistent paint thickness. That might just be me. That might just be me not thinking about it. It might just be me not overthinking it and going like, oh, I'm using the Lamy and Medium, so like therefore like I don't have to think about it. Maybe, but it works for me. I blame Games Workshop, not you. Everybody blames Games Workshop for everything, and I'm one of them. I'm actually working on a video. I'm actually working on a video right now talking about the new like box sets that they announced. I don't normally do like opinion videos, especially when it comes to Warhammer stuff, because let's face it, I can't upload and work on videos consistently enough to be trendy or in the know. But one of the videos that I'm working on is my thoughts and opinions on the recent Imperium, Agents of the Imperium box sets and the Blood Angels box set that just got announced too. I have thoughts. They do not matter, but I'm making a video about them. Hey, Jake Lorette, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Ethan, I don't know how in chat I'll be today because I just got a new model, but thought I'd say hi though. Hell yes. Listen. You have a shiny new toy. Focus on that. I'll still be here. I guess your model will also still be there as well. But you know you want to play with the new toy that you just got. Like, you just got it. You want to crack it open. You want to really get in there. Like, that's what I would do. You know what I mean? Hello, Oddity. Welcome back. Good to have you here. But yeah, crack into that bad boy. Get to painting. So then you can buy more and paint more later on. Because honestly, like, this is literally the only reason why I'm trying to get through my pile of shame is so that I can buy more cool new things. I can buy cool new things. Stop talking about the feet fund. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you know, but Thousand Suns are in Space Marine 2. Hell yes. I did know that, which I thought was weird. Like, I didn't think they were the most, you know, recognizable enemy. Like, it wouldn't have been my first choice for, you know, enemy to put in a video game. But I guess I could have said that about the Chaos Demons, and they were in Space Marine 1. So, you know, it's all good. I'm happy to see them. I think they'll be great to shoot, because they're really bright and easy to spot. I'm honestly having trouble thinning them too much. I'm experimenting with stuff like painting on my skin. Yeah, I don't think I've really had... Yeah, actually, you know what? I did have a problem with thinning paints too much. Like, that's why I only like to go a little bit at a time. Because for me, I feel like if I try to put too much paint on my palette, then it's just going to dry out before I've even had a chance to put it on the model. You know what I mean? Like, I think I was having the same problem as you, where I would put too much paint on my palette, and it would be really hard to get the balance right. But if you put less paint on your palette at any one time, it can then be a lot easier to, like, gauge the consistency. At least I find. $10 whole for the feet fund. You'd never ban me. That's right, I wouldn't. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. I would 100% ban you if you committed some egregious crime. The crime would have to be pretty egregious. I like the Tyranids. Me too, Star Angel. I really need to paint more of them. I have some of them. I've started painting some of them, but I really need to get back into painting the rest of them. Hello, Mo. Hi. If you grab a wet palette from Army Painter, the paints stay wet for a while. I don't know how wet palettes work. And that scares me. It scares me. It's like witchcraft. I don't know what it's supposed to do, I don't know what it's there for, and I don't know how the science works. What's the feet fund at now? I'll have to go back and check the math. Feet fund. Good grief. I'll give that a shot. Thanks for the advice. No worries, guy. I was hoping a wet palette would help. I've never used a wet palette before. Like, I can't really say too much about that one. But yeah, a lot of it comes down to muscle memory. Like, you'll figure out what, like, mixture works for your paints, and then everything else will be, like, simple from there. Like, once you crack the code, you'll be good. You just got to spend a couple of tries cracking it. I also have problems with colors being different because I need to work on color theory. That's actually like a really hard part of painting Warhammer that nobody really talks about. Like, colors are hard. You know, like I draw outside of this. Like I'm a digital artist in my spare time, and coloring is always the worst part to me. Because color theory is fucking hard and stupid. Like, it's not easy. And like you kinda gotta know about it if you're painting Warhammer, because it's all like, it's all theory that you need to know. It's a leap of faith. It's a leap of faith thing. Honestly, great. Allows you to slightly thin your paints and blend them easier. Well, then it might be good to look into. Maybe I'll buy it for my birthday. A little gift to me. I always have such trouble like figuring out what to buy on my birthday anyway. So maybe that'll just be a thing where I'm like, yeah, I can use this. I went to school for color theory and still suck at colors. See, if even the seasoned veterans and professionals can't get it right, like, we should just ban color. Make all your minis in black and white. That's what I say. That would be pretty fucking cool, though, to, like, do a completely, like, monochrome paint job. That'd actually be dope as hell. Like, somebody should do that. Fund it, NASA. Curse you, color theory. Oh, God. Me in primary school art class learning about the color wheel. Nearly 3 AM, which means it's nearly time for me to do the perfectly normal act of going downstairs to get cereal. Listen, nothing hits better than 3 AM cereal. I'm with ya on that one. Okay, I'm just trying to get a nice panel of silver on the back here. Alrighty. I think for the most part, the base colors of this guy are more or less pretty much done. I guess I just have to go through some of the parts and, like, touch up some of the areas, like with some of the silvers and some of the other metallics and things like that. But I think he's actually looking really good. I feel like because he has a few more, like, fun colors to work with, I feel like I've got a lot more progress done on this little miniature stint. Because it wasn't just me painting the same shade of brown again and again and again and again. Just trying to get the damn bloody thing right. There was a bit of brown painting, but, like, you know, it was within acceptable measures. Alrighty. I can sometimes draw with a lot of reference, but the best I can draw is an Animal Crossing character. Hey, that still counts. We love those cute little bad boys. Them cute little freaks. Born to info dump, forced to be bad at it. Hey, Jake Lorette, thank you for the $2 super chat. Hot take, how do you glue your models? That question scares me. I don't... Is that a take that can be hot? Like, I mean, I just use the... I just use the Citadel plastic glue, man. Like, is that wrong? Are people gonna call me names on the internet for that? They're gonna call me a cuck? Am I a glue cuck? What? I mean, sometimes when it comes to, like, stuff on the base, I'll use super glue. Like, I have a bottle of super glue that I can use, but I don't really use it unless I absolutely have to. Like, normally I'll just, like, glue my models with Citadel plastic glue. Because, yeah, I find that every time I use super glue, like, it always starts drying before I get the thing in place, and then I just end up with, like, weirdly disjointed arms and, like, bits and bodies and things like that, which don't really look good. Rich boy. Why is that rich? It's like fucking... Are you expensive? It's like $9, isn't it? Is it? BRB calling my 40k friends glue cokes. Oh, that can't be my thing. I use Gorilla Gel glue. I mean, hey, whatever works. Try the Tamiya poly cement. It's extra thin stuff. Ooh. Hoo, 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 hoo. Oh, so that's... I've seen people use the little, like, brush thing. Like, I've always wondered what that was. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe when I need to... When it comes time for me to start gluing models back together, I'll invest in a new thing of glue. Lego and Warhammer go hand in hand. I mean, hey, the crossover is literally a Venn diagram. Like, we all love that shit. We love it. Alright, it's getting... Sun's getting real low now. Let's see, it's 6:50 p.m. I started a little bit early. I've gone overtime then, actually. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call my progress done there for today. Got a lot of layers of blue on him. Got some of those nice little grenades done. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take off the night pretty soon. Get some food in me. Wind down for the day. I'm not gonna have to go through the whole rigmarole of taking a face full of makeup off, which I am kind of excited about. Today was chill. I don't have to be Gothman 42069 each and every day of the week. You know what I mean? Also, I mostly just went casual today because I was wearing a lot of makeup and stuff like yesterday because I was filming a bunch of videos that I want to put out soon. So maybe I'll work on that for the rest of the night. Hello, interweb person, YouTube user Goblin. Yes, I am just signing off for the night because I am incredibly hungry and I have had so much caffeine today. And I'm crashing, man. I can't feel the way that my mouth moves anymore and talking feels kind of weird to me now. So I gotta go to bed. But yeah, you all have a wonderful night out there in internet land. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hate doing that, but I feel like that's the that's the best way to sign things off. So anyway, go paint your minis. I know you have your own to paint, and you've been putting it off for the longest time. All right, take care, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye. Oh, I've actually got to press a button. Okay. Good night! $2! Thank you, Jake. Every time I get a super chat, I stay up for another, like, 10 seconds to congratulate someone. It's like a subathon. Don't actually do that. I am signing off now. Don't give me any more. Thank you.